Now this is the place that I was telling you about. It's real fucked up. Got just one window facing a brick wall. Used to rent it to a blind man. Damn shame what they did to that dog.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of the Death of the Asia You Can't Whoop Me edition. When you get in here, go ahead and like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. I know all of y'all have been seeing what's been going on social media. A couple days ago, Cesar Emmanuel from the Black Ink Crew, New York, he went under fire for some old videos that surfaced that showed that he was actually beating his dogs. I think it was back in 2020. We were in quarantine during that time, and the videos were showing that it was late at night, and he said that he had came home and the dogs were fighting or whatever. And I'm like, where the hell you was at in 2020 coming in that time of night? Because we was in quarantine, so we need to investigate that situation. But anyway, so some videos surfaced of him beating the dogs. Okay. It was very graphic. I didn't want to play it. I hate that I actually watched it. I was seeing all of the conversation that was going on social media. And I said, you know what? Let me check this out. Because they were saying that VH1 ended up firing him from the show. I don't know if the show is going to continue to go on because the shops in the show are owned by Cesar. So I don't know how that's going to look for upcoming seasons. They did say that they were actually in the middle of finishing up the next season, so it's not going to affect the next season. But I'm thinking about like upcoming seasons, what's that's going to look for all of the other cast members that are still there. Anyway, so this video surfaced, and the rumor has it that his ex-girlfriend Suzette was the one that leaked the video, and Donna, one of the cast members who used to work for Cesar, who got fired. I think she got fired this time because she kept getting fired and coming back or whatnot. But anyway, she no longer worked there. And so she ended up posting about it on her social media. And I think that is how it ended up spreading. So anyway, in this particular video, what you can see is it's like the driveway, right? You see a dog, a brown dog running out, and it runs by a car, and right beside the car is a fold-up chair, one of those metal fold-up chairs or whatnot. So you see the dog run out, and you see him run back in and run back out or whatever. Then you see Cesar come out. When the dog run back out, you see Cesar come into the film, and he picks up the metal chair, and he bam, 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 just beating the hell out the dog, right? Bam, bam, bam. So the dog scurrying around and all this old kinds of stuff. So next thing you know, here comes another dog. And it's a black and white dog. It's at night, and it's a Ring camera. So I don't know if it's a black and white, brown and white, but it's a different dog than the one that he hit with the chair. So this particular dog, he gathers this dog and put it in a cage. I guess he didn't close the cage all the way. I don't know, but the house sits on a hill type thing. Cesar takes the cage and pushes the cage, and so the dog is tumbling down his hill and ended up falling up out the cage and whatnot. So now that dog scurry off, and then next thing you know, the film cuts off. It was the most disgusting thing to watch. I hadn't seen something like that in a long time, where you watch it and it has no rhyme or reason as to why this is actually going on. So Cesar ended up speaking out. He ended up talking to TMZ, and how he explained the situation when he was talking to people from TMZ. He said that what happened was he comes to the house and the dogs were fighting, and they were fighting so bad they were about to kill each other. And so only thing he was trying to do was break up the fight. That's cap. First of all, when Cesar pick up this chair, the two dogs are not together. The two dogs, you don't see no fighting. If two dogs were fighting to the point where they were about to kill each other and you felt like it was that bad, it would have been some blood or something dripping in the scene if the dogs were fighting that bad. We all know how dog fights go. So he said that he was trying to break up the fight. First of all, they weren't fighting in this clip. Second of all, it sounded like to me you jumped in the fight. If that was the case, you took the other dog's side. If that was the case, like you and this dog jumped that dog. If that was the case, if you talking about you trying to break up a fight, now you weren't trying to break up a fight. You jumped in the fight. Now I could see if it was a case where the dogs ended up attacking him and he was being attacked and he tried to defend himself. And so he picked up something. I could understand that. But in this case, he was not under any attack at all. He was the one being the aggressor in this situation. And what is this? So what are you supposed to do in a situation when dogs are fighting? You find some type of way to actually break them up while they're fighting. You don't try and discipline them after the fight. It's not like they have the reasoning to understand that you have whooped them because they were fighting. Dogs don't have that type of reasoning. You know what I'm saying? He act like it's a child, and you don't do a child like that either. But at least if you're pulling a child to the side or you're breaking up a fight with kids, you can say sit them down and have a conversation. And hey, look, y'all not supposed to be fighting each other. You can't have that conversation with dogs. So I guess he felt like he needed to be the disciplinary and come over here and pop these dogs with a chair and roll another one down the hill. That's just doing way too much. Cesar has a history of these different anger issues. There was no reason for him to hit those dogs. He probably came in the house mad at a bitch and took it out on his dogs, because you talking about they was fighting, that even if they were fighting, it's a lie. You ain't got to do all of that to break up no dog fight. And they weren't fighting in the film. If they were fighting, they had stopped fighting. So what it is that you're doing, they weren't attacking you. So he could miss me with that. And it was a lot of people that was on social media and they brought up this. So Cesar went under fire before for attacking his daughter. So there was a time where they said that Cesar had actually snatched his daughter while she was taking a shower, snatched his daughter out the shower, beat her, stomped her out, and all of that. And it was a storyline that was on the VH1 Black Ink crew. And what's the little girl name? Cheyenne, his daughter. So Donna ended up coming out. Donna actually ended up coming out some time ago and saying that Cesar was actually found guilty for child neglect, and then he also hadn't talked to his daughter in a while, and he couldn't be around his daughter and things like that. So it does sound like he did get punished for that to some extent. But what was interesting in this conversation about the dog was people were like, he did this, he do this to people, but then he get reprimanded about a dog. And then people make this comment about dog lives. People act like dog lives are more important than human lives, right? I have this question. What make you think that a human life is more important than a dog life? That's my question. Humans trip me out. A dog life is not more important than our life, and our life is not more important than a dog life. Let me tell you something. Humans are cancers to the earth. We really are cancers to the earth. We're the only living organism that on the earth that intentionally does things that intentionally do things that actually harm the planet. Like, we pollute the planet. We hurt the planet that we live on. We also hurt the other animals that live on the planet. We make it a hostile environment for the animals, ourselves, and anything else, the plants, everything. We killing off the bees. We killing off the ants. You know what I'm saying? We hitting dogs with chairs. We throwing rocks and shit at elephants and getting out, and the elephant got to roll up on us at the funeral. while we dead and pull us out the ground and stomp us out and all of that. We be doing a whole lot, you know what I'm saying? But a human will sit up and be like, oh, but it was a dog, and people care more about a dog. Why you didn't care about the dog enough to not abuse the dog? What's wrong with that? You know, and we gotta quit with this thing of this dominant thing that we have going on, when you think that you're superior or you're better than any other living creature. Don't you know, like don't you know that there are people that's out here that think that they're better than you and their life is more important than yours because of just off the mere fact of the color of your skin? You know what I'm saying? So you have you live in a we live in a system where that is governed by people who actually feel like their lives are important, are way more important than others. So we got to be careful when we talk about the difference between animal life and our life. You know, all of our everything that is alive want to live. You know what I'm saying? Everything that is alive is going to take whatever measures they need to in order to protect themselves. All of us, everything has a protective mechanism and everything. So to make an argument, try to compare people to dogs and all of that, don't do that, because we need to start. We really do need to start having more respect for animals. Anyway, they're just like that lady that ended up getting attacked by that elephant. I was telling people she had to do something to that elephant. Now say if them dogs, if these animals start waking up and doing some planning of the ape type shit on y'all, then y'all will realize, you know what I'm saying, how little, if you think about it, if you think about the human life versus animal life in the grand scheme of things, and you'll realize how little your ass actually is. Go out there and be playing with them animals if you want to. The only thing that make you superior is the fact that you know how to use tools and weapons. You can't go one-on-one with no animal. You know what I'm saying? So making it seem like you're so much better, or making it seem like, you know, it's okay for you to abuse them, it's not all right. That lady that was in India, she went to throwing on rocks. They say she was throwing rocks at that elephant. We know elephants don't be forget nothing. That elephant stumped her ass out and killed her. And then that elephant slid on her in the funeral, went up to the funeral and stumped her again. So I wasn't mad at the elephant. I was like, you know what? She did something to that elephant. I don't care. People probably like, well, that elephant is so big, that rock ain't hurt it. Well, what you throwing rock at me for? You know what I'm saying? What if every animal had the intelligence and the ability to hold a grudge like an elephant? I bet you'll leave things alone then. I bet you'll quit going out playing and thinking you could sling chairs and baseball bat you a dog. I bet you'll do that then. That lady got stumped out. Everybody, I ain't feel no type of way about that lady getting stumped out by that elephant. You did something to that elephant. You know what I'm saying? And Cesar had no business doing what he did to that dog. And that's not to say that what he did to any other human is just not important. His ass, he should have been. I was still fooling with Cesar when him and Teddy attacked Alex on the show. Something should have been happening to Cesar. Cesar should have been lost his show. Cesar's supposed to be in jail if you want to be perfectly honest about it. He's supposed to be in jail because Duchess had already came out and said that the man was abusive towards her. Miss Kitty done came out and said that the man had anger issues or whatever. Donna used to say that the man had anger issues. The only one that knew how to deal with Cesar's was really Sky, and you wonder why. She just is crazy. You get what I'm saying? So she understand. So my thing is, he been doing stuff that he should have gotten locked up for or something. But here's the thing. People be like, they don't do something until they didn't do something until it was a dog. No, they did something when it was a dog because of it was on film. One, two, people blew up about it. You can't get mad that somebody don't get reprimanded by something that you don't actually stand behind. And then when they get reprimanded about something that you feel is less than their previous crimes, then you want to say, oh, why they didn't take him down for the previous things? Well, then why you weren't as outraged about it? Why you didn't protest about it? You get what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it looks like, oh, it was because of that. No, it's not, because it's not like looking at the human life less than the dog life or anything like that. It's what people are actually, what people decide, hey, this is the last straw and this is horrible and this is something that we'll be able to see on film. See, all that other stuff that was going on, we didn't have concrete proof of anything. This is concrete proof right here, so we could see this happening. Now the thing where he attacked Alex, yes, we saw that happen, right? He attacked Alex for absolutely no reason, broke that man back. Donna had to jump in and everything, hurt this man back to the point where he couldn't pick up his son. He said he wasn't able to tattoo, which was his livelihood. I don't know if his back had got better, but guess what? Alex ended up forgiving Cesar. So if the person that he attacked ain't mad no more, what I'm gonna stay mad for? You get what I'm saying? And a lot of people was trying to talk down on Donna and get mad at Donna because she spread that video about him attacking that dog. I'm not mad at Donna because I remember when I'd be like, look, if I was Donna, I'd be like, look, I remember when you attacked my man and you hurt his back. Not only could he not work and I had to pick up the slack, but now he can't slang dick because his back hurt. So now you done messed that up for me or whatever the case may be. You done ruined our lives, sir. And it's a wonder he didn't sue Cesar for everything he had. And I'm gonna tell you something that pissed me off about what Cesar did too when he attacked Alex. Don't you know, after Cesar attacked Alex, if y'all watch that clip, they beat the brakes off of Alex. Now Alex was holding his own, but Cesar, like, he snuck him. He just ran up on him and just started swinging or whatever. And Donna had to jump in. Here come Big Teddy jumping in. They done threw the man all on the table, whatever. As soon as he get up, his head already swollen and everything like that. Y'all knowing y'all done jumped this man. So when Alex makes the claims that his back is hurt, here comes Cesar and them hiring a private investigator to prove whether or not his damages are true. And then he want to have a conversation with Sky talking about what he say. I remember he had a conversation with Sky talking about, I messed up, sis. I hired a private investigator and found out that he is telling the truth. Damn, I messed up. I really like that kid. He looked at me as a mentor and I did this. Like, not only did this person look at you as a mentor, but you're their boss and this is the way that you're acting. And if you notice on that show, Cesar is always having to deal with something in regards to his anger issues. I remember there was a scene where he was having a conversation with Puma about the beef that they had, right? And Cesar was talking about he don't want to be angry no more. He want to let it go and everything. He needed some help. He needed some anger management or something. But having that built up anger for whatever reason, I don't know what that happened to the man, but having that built up anger for whatever reason, coupled with making a whole bunch of money, it only makes situations like that worse because you begin to have yes men and people who will be dick riding and taking your shit, just so they could get a check or whatever. And then you have to deal with a whole lot of people keeping their mouth closed just so they won't mess up their check. So you got to understand that the people who were on that show probably didn't sound the alarm as we felt like they should have, for the simple fact of this is their bread and butter. Like, it's not every day that we go to work and we see that our managers or supervisors or something doing something foul and we go run down and report it, because we have to consider our livelihood. It's a hard situation to be in. So when people leave environments like that, a lot of times they'll just come out and tell what has happened. And this is what you're seeing. Tati done came out and said something where Donna actually said that Tati was abusing some kids too. So, And so but hey, I still can't invalidate what she had to say about Cesar, but she wasn't really going hard on Cesar. Tati then came out and said something. Donna and Miss Kitty then came out and said something, and it's just unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. People were saying, oh, he shouldn't have lost his job because there are other people that's on the network that did that did bad things too. Y'all, we gotta be careful with those type of statements. We really gotta be careful with those type of statements because it comes off as y'all don't want justice for anything. You don't want no justice for anything. You just want the right to be able to do BS and get away with it. You actually want to be able to be a savage and get away with it. Nobody should be getting away with doing some BS. Nobody should be getting away with it. Now, if this is an innocent person and they didn't do anything, yes, leave that man alone, set that man free. But if this person is found to be guilty in a situation and we're sitting up here watching him do this, why do you feel like he shouldn't get any, it shouldn't be any consequences for his actions? It should be some consequences for his actions. And at this point, they done started doing an investigation on him. Now he done lost his job. I'm telling you, I really feel like he going to jail. I really do. And I don't care. Clink, clink, lock his ass up. He need to go to jail for jumping on Alex. He need to go to jail for jumping on his baby. He need to go to jail for jumping on Duchess. He need to go to jail for whatever he did to Miss Kitty. He need to go to jail for whatever he did to Carly. He need to go to jail for whatever he did to Puma. He need to go to jail for whoever he grew up when he was younger, whatever the case may be, because I know he did some shit. He seemed like the type of person that used to strike matches and burn shit up. He need to go to jail for that. He need to go to jail for what he done did to these damn dogs. He need to go to jail for hopping on TMZ and lying. They need to be able to use that against him. He just needs to go to jail. Just lock his ass up. Lock him up. Because he ain't learned nothing. And he ain't trying to learn. Every time you look at him with his big lip ass. I love them big old lips, though. I'm going to tell you something. Cesar, ooh, Lord, I ain't going to tell no lie. I was checking for Cesar at first. I was like, Cesar, he look good with them big old lips. And, ooh, Lord have mercy. All that pretty black skin and that bald head or whatever, nice trim beard. He did it for me. And then I was like, you know what? This man is an asshole. And something like that, just being like that, just make a person just so unattractive or whatever. But he needs to do some time because he needs to get somewhere and sit down. Either that or really and truly take some anger management courses. He needs to do something. He really needs to do, he needs to do something. I hate to see, I'm so tired. Oh, I'm going to tell y'all something. I'm so tired of seeing these black men build these empires and these legacies for their family. And they get out here and they do this reckless stuff and then they destroy it. And he want to sit here and say he was set up. Baby, you was not set up. You wasn't set up. What you do in the dark comes to light. You weren't set up. You did that. Didn't nobody plant nothing to make you go and swing on these dogs. You did that. Now, Suzette, she was foul too, if you ask me, because if she had these tapes for all this time and you stayed with a man that you seen do something like that and beat the hell out, I couldn't beat the hell out them dogs and had been accused of beating his daughter and been accused of beating women prior to you, and you sitting up here, you want to stay with him. He probably had hit her or something, and she feeling like she can't escape the situation. So okay, let me find something, and when we break up, I got something to bring him down. But you just as bad as Cesar if you stay with him. Like that's, I feel like goddamn me, Bill Cosby wife just as bad as Bill Cosby. You was in that house while them girls was down there at their bar getting them pills thrown up in their drink. You know what the hell was going on. You turned the blind eye, whatever. Y'all be knowing, y'all be all them years, you knew something, some rumblings or something. If everybody else in Hollywood had some type of tea on Bill Cosby, I know your ass knew something or whatever. You was sitting up there running up them checks, turning a blind eye, you know. So you guilty too. You're an accessory of the crime. You and his blind ass should have been locked up together, if you ask me. And I feel like Suzette, she need to do some time too for having this information, and then bring it forward quick enough in order to save them dogs and any other body life that he could have harmed. In the meantime, something need to happen to her too. Y'all need to quit sitting on information, making it seem like everything is good as long as you getting what you want out of the situation. I feel like there should be some type of crime. I don't know. It's not extortion, but it should be some type of legislation put in to say that, hey, if you've been withholding this information and you know something about this crime and you don't do nothing about it because you benefit, I feel like that is a form of manipulation. I feel like that is a form of bribery. I feel like something needs to happen to the person who does that. It seems like it seems some premeditated. It's a premeditated crime, if you ask me. So both of them need to do some time. Because how you sit up in this man's house, the ring light go off, he out here swinging on these dogs. How you capture it and keep it, I do not know. But for you to be laying up with this man who done went ham on these dogs, it's something wrong with you too. Ain't no way in the hell I could see you out there in the garage swinging on the dogs, and you come in the house and you land up with me, and I'm gonna feel like I'm safe. You crazy. People, you got to watch people that just do harm to animals unnecessarily. Them dogs want attacking that man, and Cesar ain't have no business going on TMZ line. You just should have shut up, because baby, you gonna have your day in court. The people gonna come looking for you, so you ain't gonna be able to get on camera and change the public opinion, because we seen a video for ourselves. You could put that video from any angle you want to put it in. You still is guilty. Because at the end of the day, that ain't how you break up no dog fight. If you want to say them dogs was fighting, if you ask me, y'all jumped the other dog together. Your dog ass jumped in a fight, and y'all jumped on that dog. Then you turned around and jumped on the other dog. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is, you jumped in and you got you a lick in, because that ain't how you break up no dog fight. These dogs is fighting. I ain't never seen no shit like that. I done seen cases where, you know, back in the day in the hood, people be fighting dogs and doing all that. I ain't never seen nobody go get a chair and just pop one of the dogs. Now, I have seen cases where when we was like way young and teenagers, and them dogs would be fighting. I don't know if they was making the dogs fight or the dogs was fighting or some. And I have seen somebody shoot one, you know, and that's not good. But I've seen a case where it was like literally somebody else's dog is attacking another person's dog. I don't know if they try and get the dogs to fight or they was just together and the dogs ended up fighting. I don't know. But I have seen things like that. But it's really where you can't get them to stop, and maybe they do end up attacking somebody. But what Cesar did, no, that is unacceptable, and I am not going to buy. Oh, you walked in the house and these dogs was fighting. You out here in the garage, and conveniently you got this fold-out chair. I'm gonna tell you something. It make me seem like because that fold-out chair was out there like that, it ain't no reason for you to be having a fold-out chair like that. It don't look like you had an event round by your house or anything. Your house sit on the hill, so I know you ain't sitting out there with the fold-out chair. I feel like that particular chair that was out there, that's the belt that he used to whoop them dogs all the time. That's not your first time hitting them dogs like that, because of the way that the dog was acting. The first dog was acting. You know what I'm saying? I really do feel like he had them beat them dogs early or something that day, or that's what he used to beat the dogs, because the way he walked out and he grabbed that chair and it was just like he went straight to that chair, it leads me to believe that that's something that you normally do. And why you and the way that he hit that dog, it was ridiculous. He got that chair, bam, bam. Why? You didn't have to do that. Then to put another dog, and then to take the other dog and put him in the cage and roll him down the hill. No, you got an anger issue. You got a real deal anger issue. Watching how he did Alex, they let you know that man have real deal anger issues that he needs to deal with. And every dog gonna see his day. You know, y'all be feeling like people just be getting away with things. People might get, all of us at some point have done some things that we shouldn't have done, and we've gotten away with it, right? I think all of us we've did some things that probably could have landed us behind bars, but we got away with it, right? You can't keep doing stuff over and over and over and over again and think at some point it's not going to catch up with you and you gonna have your day. And this is just his time of reckoning. That's all it is. It's his time of reckoning. I ain't gonna say I hate it for him, because he's the one doing things to these animals and people. I hate it for the people and the animals that he's affected. You know, like the trauma that he's inflicted upon others that they have to heal from. And we don't know what Cesar's story is, whatever got him acting like that. But he definitely has an anger issue. And I hope that this doesn't affect the whole crew. But to be quite frank, Black Ink Crew ain't giving what it's supposed to be gave no more, because it's a tattoo show and you hardly ever see them doing tattoos. I think the last time I seen them do a real tattoo was when Donna had did that girl tattoo, and that big tattoo across that girl body, and had spelled the word wrong. I forget what word it was, but she done sat here and spelled this big old word wrong and on this lady or whatever. I think that was the last tattoo I done seen them do. In that it was another little white girl that was on there. She was doing tattoos, and she ended up leaving. But you hardly ever see them doing tattoos. I ain't seen Cesar working so long. And only thing you see on Black Ink Crew is Bae and her drama, you know, going on with her baby daddy and all that. And Alex and Donna with they stuff. It's just another, it's nothing but a love and hip hop in a tattoo shop. That's all it is at this particular point. You ain't seeing none of their talents. Are you seeing all of this chaos, all of this drama? And it's really, to be honest, it doesn't even promote their business, if you ask me. It looked like Duchess, she doing pretty good for herself. She got her own shop, and she's doing pretty good for herself. I don't know what Puma got going on, and the old shit guy, because he really wasn't shit. So I don't know. It's just crazy. And you know what? Another one bites the dust. You know, we've had some good runs on these different reality shows. But it seems like the things that people deal with internally, it just amplifies when they have that camera in their face. So people have to make sure that they are okay with themselves first before they start going under this microscope, because it's already a lot of pressure with that. Then you have people that feel like they have to do the most to put on the show, and this sometimes it presents them in a bad light. But the camera can't use nothing but what you give it, right? But all at the same time, you might give a little bit too much just trying to put on the show, and some of the dark things that you deal with come out. And Cesar has had a lot of those moments where we have seen him deal with his demons. And unfortunately, uh, we saw something that it really validated a whole bunch of people's thoughts. Um, I know Duchess had went live and she was talking about it, and she felt like, you know, she was able to breathe again, and now people could believe what she was saying that she was experiencing with Caesar because of what has happened with these dogs. And now you can actually see it, and it's not like, hey, this is just a show and we're acting and we're pretending. See, when you're just watching stuff on the show, you really don't be knowing how much of it is real and how much it is not. So it's hard to go by it, because these people be acting a lot of times. A lot of this stuff be scripted. So I couldn't just hold it to him when it was stuff on the show, but it was showing him in a bad light, right? So I don't know how this gonna play out for Caesar. I'm just glad that he's getting dragged through social media. If they lock him up, hey, don't be out here. Don't be out here messing with people, and don't be out here messing with animals. You wouldn't want nobody to going upside your head or beating you in the back with a metal chair. So why is you out here doing it to this dog, and then getting on TMZ and you sitting here lying about it? Well, I was just trying to break up a dog fight, and I feel like I was in danger of the dogs that you raise, and you feel like you in danger. I feel like I was in danger, so it wasn't like that. I was just trying to break up the dog fight. You know, I hate I did that though. So if you hate you did it, then you know that it was a different way to handle that situation, and you can't tell me them dogs was fighting, and that is what the reason why you hit them dogs with them chairs. No, God. But anyway, y'all drop down in the comments, tell me what y'all think about this and the situation pertaining to Caesar beating these dogs with these chairs, and him hopping on TMZ and lying. Be sure to like the video, share the video, and make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, the link is below to another podcast that I'm on every Monday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time called The Hip Hop School Past and Present, where we talk about all things hip hop. Hit that link, go over there and subscribe to that channel as well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I'm about to tune out. Y'all have a good one.
I hope you black men were paying attention. I hope you black men were paying attention.